Nagumo Miyabi, the person obsessed with Ayanokoji for almost 1 year now. Yes, even more obsessed than Kei. While more specifically, obsessed with having a match with Ayanokoji. And thanks to Asahina, we can finally see a battle between them, which was kind of already predicted in this, although as of right now, it is only half correct. So, in Y2 Volume 7, after meeting up with Asahina, Ayanokoji finally decided to have a battle with Nagumo. But the big question is, how? How will the two have a battle? In their conversation itself, they were discussing how it's not easy to fight someone from another grade. As was the case with Nagumo last year, he wasn't able to have a battle with Manabu, and this will be all the more difficult at this time of the year because as you know, when the year is about to end, school starts focusing on special exams that are separated by grades. And it makes sense. Since third years are about to graduate, they need to focus on their grade. First and second years shouldn't matter to them, and the time right now at the end of Y2 Volume 7 is around the same as Year 1 Volume 7. So winter is approaching, and you might think, well wait, didn't they go on a trip and had all their competition in Year 1 Volume 8, so that means school would have another trip and another special exam with all grades. If you think about it, last year after the trip, third years were on their own, so the trip might seem like the only option Nagumo has left. So will they fight on the trip? Well, maybe not, because in Year 1 they had two all-grade competitions, the sports festival and the trip, which was the last one, and in Year 2 we already had 3 all-grade competitions, the uninhabited island, the sports festival and the cultural festival, and so the school would think that maybe it's time for third years to focus on their own stuff. But that's not the main argument here. The main argument is what was mentioned in Y2 Volume 5 about the trip. It was mentioned that where they go on the trip will be decided by the whole Year 2. It doesn't matter what a single class selected in the unanimous special exam, their total is what matters. Which is kind of odd if you think about it. Why only the second years are getting to choose if it also involves other grades? And the answer is simple. It doesn't involve them. I think the trip is only for second years. I mean, think about it. A lot of all grade competitions already happened, and the fact that only second years got to choose is really pointing to it. So if they can't fight on the trip special exam, which by the way I think Nagumo already knows about since he is the student council president and is notified early about the special exams, then what choice do they have left? In Year 1, there were no special exams for all grades after winter, and as Nagumo said, they can't be 100% sure if there will be any in the future. As the time is going on, the possibilities are decreasing. So why did Nagumo help Ayanokoji if there isn't a 100% chance? That's because they did find a way to make sure 100% that they can face each other no matter what. And in today's video, I have two theories that I will discuss. So first of all, I have been always saying on the channel that they will fight on the trip like a lot. And don't worry, according to the theory, that thing still holds. So let me explain the first possibility. So imagine there's no all-grade special exam left. The school has decided that third year students will now only have exams in their grade. That's when Nagumo goes to the director and the special exam committee and proposes a special exam. An all-grade special exam to which the school denies since they want third years to focus only on their grade. Nagumo with all his wits tries to convince them and fails, and that's when the plan of Ayanokoji comes into play. You might think that it would be complicated, but it's simple. Think about it. You want to make sure that an all-grade special exam happens, but the school doesn't want it. But you want it. When you forcibly merge all these thoughts, that's where the answer is. Just buy a special exam. It might sound crazy to buy a special exam, but let me tell you that it's not as crazy as you might think. There is nothing in this school that you can't buy, but that doesn't mean that you can afford it. Which means you can buy a special exam, it's just that it is costly. And Nagumo, being the bank of Year 3, should have enough points to buy it. And trust me, even if he doesn't have them, he's definitely gonna arrange it. And this is what I think will happen. Nagumo is going to buy a special exam because that is the only way that 100% guarantees a match between him and Ayanokoji. And I am calling it now, even if Nagumo doesn't use this way and it gets resolved in some other way, I for sure think that this way is going to be used in the series later on. And then there is also a second possibility, which you might prefer more. Here it is. The second years are going on a trip for a special exam, so naturally, as always, the chairman goes to have a discussion or another way to inform the student council president about the exam. And Nagumo proposes that his class also go there, to which the school didn't agree. But then Nagumo used the only thing that school cannot deny. He purchased the right to go to the trip special exam for his class. And not just for his class, not just for his year, but for first years also. So this way no student would suspect his actions. To all the other students, Nagumo would look like a kind student council president who used private points of his own class or student council so that all the students in the school can have fun and go on a trip. He would just be the best student council president ever as far as everyone else is concerned, and that would make certain that they both have a fight without much delay. Honestly, Nagumo buying the rights so that everyone can go on a trip so that he can fight with Ayanokoji fits too much. It's aligned with how he wants to be represented to students and how he wants to fight Ayanokoji as soon as possible. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Nagumo would want to fight him as soon as possible. And that's what the first possibility is all about. Since now that he has a surefire way, he could just wait. But also, knowing him, he might not wait and just go for the trip. So this is what I think they talked about in the student council room in Year 2 Volume 7. The 100% way to guarantee a battle. Which means we will finally get to see them go against one another and end it all. And keep in mind that it's still possible that there are conditions in their fights, like for example a condition like if Ayanokoji wins, then Nagumo will make sure that Horikita becomes the next student council president. Or maybe if Ayanokoji wants Ichinose to become the student council president, or maybe Ayanokoji can set private point as a reward for winning. So a lot of things are still possible and I'm looking forward to it to see this battle end once and for all. So these are the two possible outcomes that I think might happen in the future. Let me know what you think about this theory, and do you have anything else to add, or do you have any other scenarios that you would like to discuss? And if you haven't already, then do subscribe because there are a lot of theory videos incoming, and if you enjoyed this one, then do hit that like button and comment your thoughts. Now with that said, everybody, I hope you are all having a nice day, night, evening or noon, and I will see you all in the next one.